Here with head coach Blaine McCorkle at the Demons. Wrap up today's game against Minnesota. Coach, a couple opening thoughts for I have a couple questions for you.
Well, the score is what it is. I mean, you come up here, you play these games, and sometimes these things get sideways in a hurry, but we definitely didn't do anything to help ourselves. I think, of all the things that you take away from the day, I think 28 points in the first half came directly off turnovers. Then we have a really selfish penalty inside the red zone that hurt us, that put them in scoring position. So, they're bigger, they're better, they're stronger than us. It's Big Ten football, right? But when you play these games, you have to be clean, and we weren't clean in the first half in those moments, and that let the game get away from us maybe a little bit more than it should. But with that being said, I am proud of our guys. I think they did show up to fight. I think they did show up and try to play hard. And I think that, success is defined as improvement. That's what we talked about in the locker room. And I think we're, even with the score today, opponent aside, we're an improved football team. Last year we played a much lesser FBS team than this and got beat a whole lot worse. And the sideline didn't feel like it did today. The energy didn't feel like it did today. We've come a long way from those things last year. And that goes back to the comment that this team right now is hard not to love. I think they're trying to figure some things out. So I am proud of them for that. I will say, too, I really appreciate the way Minnesota handled the game. I think they did it in a first-class manner. Being on the other side of that thing before, too. There's a way you handle those games, and I think they handled it really well, and I appreciate them, Coach Fleck and his staff, for the way they handled the game and kind of took care of us there as the game went on. And appreciate some comments he made to me about our program. It was really first-class things that he said, and it meant a lot to me.
Yeah, Coach, like you said, kind of got punched in the mouth there right at the beginning of the game, and it felt like it maybe took the guys a little bit to kind of recover and kind of find their feet. But like you said, no quit in this team, no give up through all four quarters, or almost entirely full four quarters. We had to shut it down early, but no proud of that for sure.
Yeah, I am. I got punched in the mouth on the first play. Abram throws the pick six on the first play, and that kid broke on the ball like we haven't seen somebody break on the ball. We don't see those kind of guys in practice, and we don't play against them usually. And that kid made a heck of a play, and I don't blame them. If you're playing an opponent like this, take some chances and go for it. Where if you're playing somebody else, maybe you sit back on that thing a little bit, tackle the receiver, and get the ball on the ground. But they took a chance, and it worked out for that kid, and we got behind in a hurry. But proud of Abram. We talk about all the time. He's tough. He's a really tough kid, and he's resilient, and he doesn't let those things rattle him. He just comes back and plays, and he's his biggest critic, and he'll get better from that.
And on a tough day for the defense overall, there were some moments of excitement that after, I think you mentioned the penalty, holding Minnesota to a field goal, obviously the interception there in the second half, some things obviously that we can definitely take from and build on.
Yeah, our best moments kind of came defensively late in the game. Troy had the pick in the end zone. So happy for him. I mean, he's a walk-on who's been fighting his butt off to do things right and figure things out, on and off the field. And I was really happy for him to see him make a play, and then to have the goal line stand there late. Kind of showed the character of our team, and that kind of goes back to the point I made about the South Alabama experience last year. I don't think either one of those plays would have happened. I think just the opposite happened in those moments last year. So. Those things I'm proud of. They just show the growth and the character of our team.
Coach, thank you so much.
Thank you.